Previously on... A hot anime girl from Planet Redacted has been isekai'd into Miitopia, and after several hours of gameplay, ventured through the next door desert to find the Dark Lord and stop EA from selling microtransactions to their customers. After making a shitload of money and conveniently saving the populace in the process, the party is about to enter the Fey Forest when the Dark Lord appears once again to take her friends, but more importantly, her cat girl powers. But Jim, her guardian spirit, saw this coming and prepared a new power for her. The power of a hot anime tank girl magical girl. Trademark symbol. Also sponsor segment. This video is sponsored by Ace Defender. Ace Defender is a story about dragons, and considering I really love dragons, I obviously had no choice but to check this one out. The game provides insanely authentic turn-based RPG battles, as well as a tower defense mode, and sports 40 chapters and 2,000 levels, with more to come, that you can check out today for free using my link below. There are 5 hero factions in the game: Divine, Demon, Shadow, Nature, and Light, as well as 48 heroes being available at the time of launching, with new ones every 2 weeks. Are you tired of slow and boring gameplay? Well, you can up your game speed from 1 times to 2 times, or even 4 times, whatever it takes to experience the most fast-paced gameplay possible. There's also 3 game modes: the solo mode, the PvE experience where you explore dungeons and regions, and the PvP experience to take your hero lineup to dominate your opposition. If you download the game using my link in the description, you'll get 150,000 gold, 700 diamonds, 7 royal recruit tickets, 50 blue plus hero fragments, 50 rare random equip fragments, and the legendary hero, Sealed Bulwark Lipez. All of this once you reach level 10, of course. Thank you, Ace Defender, for sponsoring the video, and as usual, here's a video I slammed my face on the keyboard to make. These are the thoughts flowing through his mind as she slowly rolls through the Fey Forest. All she has ever known is the roll since she entered this wooded realm nearly 1 billion centuries ago. At least, that's what she believes. The reality, though, is that it's only been about 20 minutes since the Dark Lord reset her to square one again. But obviously she doesn't know that. Her journey through the ancient meme kingdom? Forgor. The plotline with EA wasn't interesting enough, so I discarded it. But after her perceived centuries of rolling through the forest, she's about to experience an adventure that even she won't be able to forget. She sees an inn, the first she's ever seen in her entire existence as a tank. And after she runs into it, inside she finds a friend, someone to light her world after living as a tank for 20 minutes. She meets PogChamp, a vagrant from the distant kingdom of Twitch memes who is exiled by the rulers of the land because his father made a tweet they didn't like, a decision most of the residents found unfair considering no one in the kingdom even knew who his father was or that they were even related. Anyways though, that's all in the past. PogChamp is here now, ready to join, and now that she's met her first companion ever, her minutes of rolling around in the forest endlessly are over. It's time to equip new gear, eat up, spend quality time with PogChamp, and begin a new quest. Does she know what her quest is? Of course not. That's why handsome Squidward appears to remind her that she's supposed to find and defeat the Dark Lord. So now that we have a goal to achieve, we traverse through the forest until...
You think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
There's only one way we can deal with these things. Charges up a cannonball and fires it directly into the twerkies. Okay, we're just gonna forget those things ever existed and continue on our path until we come across this poor injured elf. From what I can tell, he must have been gravely wounded protecting his fair lady, Soyjack. The elf takes one final gasp of air, then breathes his last, which scares for a moment, but then she remembers that she doesn't care and continues to make her way into the elf village, and then realizes that the other elves don't care either. These elves are fascinating creatures. Their faces are made up of emojis and other strange patterns. They're very friendly and fun-loving beings, and most of them have a strange fascination with the fab fairies, mystical, beautiful beings that wield powerful magic. Can only imagine meeting these fairies in person. But then she hears a plea for help. Weird that she's yelling cheese and crackers, but since I oftentimes mention strange sayings like this without knowing what it means, I'm gonna just look it up real quick to see if it makes sense. Well, I hope that's not what she's screaming. Anyways, sees the beautiful youngest sister of the Fab Fairies run over to her in a panic. She can't put her sentences together in her state of frenzy, which doesn't really matter because wouldn't pay attention to what she's saying even if she were speaking clearly. Kuma requests that she join my party, and while doesn't care about what her problem is in the slightest, the fairy follows her around regardless. And since she can't be gotten rid of, she follows us out of the forest towards the predetermined path laid out in front of us. During this time, formulates a new technique to help her slaughter her enemies in battle. She learns that she can stuff her teammates into the cannon and fire them at her enemies for massive damage, something that her party members don't particularly like having done to them, but doesn't matter to her, especially when they disagree on important matters such as these. Soon the party arrives at the inn, and we're greeted by the second member of our new squad, a legendary soldier that has destroyed countless foes and brought planets to their knees. This man has arrived here after the events of and seeks a new challenge before the show's second season starts. Behold! Princess Omni-Man! He's a good fighter and likes to train up his skills. And because of this, we're eager to welcome a soldier of his caliber into our ranks, and immediately seeks to spend time with him. They get ice cream at the beach, read books at the library together, and spend a good deal of time relaxing at the greenhouse. As they make their way through the forest, these new friends find time to experience the joys of friendship and the wonders of nature, while Coomer follows along, hoping that they'll conveniently help her sisters, or if they're even strong enough to take on the monsters assaulting them. But after witnessing Princess Omni-Man's strength firsthand, all of her worries are set aside. It seems like and Omni-Man are getting a little too close though, and PogChamp clearly notices this. Will this be the start of another love triangle? I sure hope not. The last one was cringe enough as it is. It's no secret though that definitely likes Omni-Man more than poor PogChamp. She even tries out yet another new hairstyle to win over his love, and because of how incredibly stunning she appears, Omni-Man does find her. Dropping this right now. The party finally reaches the Citrus Cave, and while PogChamp is complimenting Princess Omni-Man's cute new outfit, we notice that there's a massive bounty of orange juice for all of us to drink. Quickly, clear every last one of these monsters out so we can have all of the orange juice to ourselves. This spider seems to be the leader. Hit confirm. That's surely a major wound. Things start to look pretty hairy as the leader covers both and Princess Omni-Man with spiders, but we're able to pull through as Coomer sends a magical fairy arrow to finish it off for good. Now that the monsters are all cleared out, we can finally have all the juice. But PogChamp points out something that we didn't think about. If we have all this orange juice, eventually we'll get bored of drinking juice all the time. So the correct play is to leave it all behind and follow this pathway that just opened outside. Will Smith, the photographer, appears and sells us a photo to commemorate our epic battle. It shows fighting heroically against the spider. Thank you, Will Smith. We'll treasure it forever. Now it's time to follow this predetermined path laid out before us. Big Forest awaits, and wait, where did this fairy come from? And where'd Coomer go? Huh. Well, it's none of our concern, but it's weird that she's following us just like Coomer was just a moment ago. She won't leave either. Whatever, just make yourself useful in battle. The hobgoblins roaming the woods are quite threatening, and almost managed to catch Omni-Man off guard, but because both he and are so close, learn to sacrifice, and stands before Omni-Man in order to prevent her new lover, I think, from being hit. PogChamp is able to fire Mega Pogs at their enemies, while the fairy, Meme Face, fires arrows to help. Soon after, we arrive at another inn, and are finally greeted by our fourth party member, Blue, the cat. Guys, it's funny because Blue's a dog, but I made her a cat. Subscribe, by the way. I'm at least funnier than Amy Schumer. We sit Blue down to a grand feast to welcome her to our friend group. She's clearly excited to see what life is like traveling with a group of fine characters like ourselves. Oh shit, 3 hobgoblins. Oh for some reason the game gave Blue to us late and she's only level 1. Oh god, the hobgoblins managed to knock out both Omni-Man and Blue in the first turn, but I'm able to use the magic salt shaker to bring him back to life, and PogChamp uses his new skill, Life Dew, to bring back Blue from the brink of death. Good job. Certainly better than a certain someone from a time long forgotten. Blue is grateful to have such loving and caring companions, but off to the side, Omni-Man's fall did set into a fiery rage, and now I can't control her. A perfect strike, but now she's out of control and firing cannon shots randomly until Omni-Man finishes the monster off for good. Huh. Well, things were pretty heated there. Surely traveling with these people won't always be like that. Uh-oh. Heart's been dipped into darkness. No, Blue, don't go in. Uh-oh again. Starts firing randomly without care or consideration for her party members again, and it hits Blue as well. Been quite rude lately. In fact, she's so insensitive to others right now that while the party is camping out, she tells a scary story, and even though Princess Omni-Man makes it very clear that he doesn't like scary stories, she finishes telling it anyway, causing Omni-Man to burst into rage, starting a new conflict that pisses him off throughout that entire night. Later on, the party's attacked by a banana-eating plant. That was her only food, and now she's gonna starve. This sin, greater even than when Lucifer stormed the gates of heaven, can only be repaid in bloodshed. Blue, after suffering for so long at the hands of, after only being with the party for such a short time, can take it no longer. She's had enough. She shows her frustration by starting a conflict with, a conflict that burns very deeply until about 5 minutes later when they reach an inn and says, to which Blue, after thinking things over, comes back to the side, willing to be friends again and start over. She believes in second chances, and she understands that despite all of her flaws, is a good person deep inside. She is willing to give the party another shot. After Omni-Man takes their horse, Maximus, to the park, and takes PogChamp to the gym, the party sets off, and Blue is now ready to start at square one and begin a lasting friendship with, starting right...
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, starting now. As we make our way through the forest, Memeface finds a faceless fairy. Apparently it's her sister, and while we still don't care about their situation, we have no choice but to fight the soy jack owl that attacks us. Is now working together with her team and properly protecting them as well, showing Blue that she was right to put her faith in his good spirit. But this time, Blue understands that it's necessary in order to protect the team, even if she doesn't like it herself. After a long and hard battle, the party is able to team up and fight together to finally take down the Soy Jack Owl and end its terrible reign. Apparently, the Soy Jack's face belonged to the fairy, the beautiful eldest sister of the Fab Fairies trio, and while we, once again, still don't care about their situation, the game's plot forces us to make our way to the gate that the three need to open in order for us to continue moving forward. And now that these three gorgeous fairy women are all gathered together, I've made a huge mistake. It is now time for them to perform their special ceremonial dance in order to open the gate before us. Ready, girls? Okay, you got it. Yep, alright, I think this is a good spot to end the video, and I wish to be permanently blinded.